What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kendall K. Howard. And welcome back again to another episode of How You Doing. You all know this is the show where I bring people on the show and kind of talk about, well, how they doing, give their perspective on life, and just seeing what they doing, their just everything around them, basically, essentially. This week, I have the pleasure of bringing on one of my friends. I'll let him introduce himself. Go ahead, Q.
How y'all doing? My name's Q Hopkins. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what I got a question, Q. What's your actual name?
Okay.
'Cause I have friends named Q, and sometimes get confused. Like I know some of their real names, but what is your actual name?
Okay. My real name is Marquest. Marquest.
Okay, so you just use the Q for
Mhm.
Marquest. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what's
So
up.
everybody back home call me Mar, but when I came to college, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up, man. I'm gonna have everybody call me Q.
Call you Q.
Yep.
See, I had when I first came here, I kind of had like that little name switch too. When I first came here, I wanted everybody to call me. I didn't want. Yeah, I kind of. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna flex. I had everybody call me Kenny Passion. That was like my little alias. And cause it's a
Hey,
name.
hey, that's smooth right there.
Kenny Passion. You like that
Yeah,
one?
that's smooth right there.
It was something I made up because me and my cousin we used to like wrestle and stuff like on the trampoline when we was kids, and we used to like make a bunch of these wrestling characters. And then eventually we made up one. He named himself Kiwi Love, and I was Kenny Passion. We was Love and Passion. And then it was just something I had when I was a kid, so I brought it back. And
So you had WWE dreams, man.
oh man, I used to want to be a wrestler.
Man, them days, man.
Man, I wanted to do it, but then eventually I said, I don't want to put my body through all that stuff. Cause I be seeing them breaking down at the age of 50, 60. I'm like, I like the way my body moves now. I already move like an old man, people say.
Exactly. I'm already feeling it in my knees right now.
Man, I was like, I don't know about that. So I gave up on that dream a while ago. But
Right.
I feel you on that though. So tell us what you do here at UK. Like, what's your major, man?
Okay, so my major is psychology. I just switched it from neuroscience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a minor in neuroscience right now. I'm kind of trying to get in between the field of neurology and psychiatry.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a growing interest in the field that's linking both of those together.
Now, why psychology? Because I know it's kind of like it's gonna be the main focus of this show. But why choose psychology as your major? Why'd you want to pursue a degree in it? Actually.
Okay, so growing up, I grew up with my mom. My mom has a mental illness, schizophrenia. So at a young age, experiencing her go through that kind of make me a little more curious about things, about how people think and stuff like that, because I seen the switch from her being normal to having this condition where her thoughts were clouded by something that I wasn't understanding. So psychology and the study of all that, the brain, and knowing everything about what goes on in the brain and how everything works and reacts to everything, kind of brung me here by chance. I never thought I'd ever be here at the University of Kentucky.
Right.
Hmm.
So, and with the day and age and the climate we in now today, with mental illness is becoming more and more prevalent in society. So you actually go into that field is actually pretty helpful because we need more research on that because a lot of things that's coming out that a lot of people didn't even know about when it comes to like just mental illness and just mental health in general. And a lot of people are talking on these subjects and it's bringing it to light, and more people are feeling more comfortable because we all go through some type of mental illness, like that, whether we know it or not. So to bring that to the forefront and like for you to even want to pursue a degree and a career in it is actually pretty helpful to not only just to your mother, what you say was the reason why you want to pursue it, but like just to your community, to just everybody.
Yeah, it's actually to help everybody else that's ever been in my position.
Right.
Because I know it's a lot more people than me that has dealt with that. Like, if not a worse situation, you know what I'm saying? Thank God it wasn't no violence or abuse or anything within that, but I know there's some people out here that's probably faced with that. So that's what I'm trying to get out here and help people like that.
Yeah. So with that being said, that's kind of like it's kind of the focus of the show. We're going to touch on that in terms of just the main topic, which is what you wanted to break onto the show and talk about the struggles of a first-generation college student.
Yes, sir.
So I'll let you kick it off since these are your ideas, and I'll bounce off with you.
Okay.
And we're going to start with the first topic, and we're just going to talk about support and how is it important. So elaborate on that.
Yeah, support. So I feel like your family should be your fuel to your fire. You know what I mean? Like growing up, no one ever told me to get good grades where I'm from and stuff like that. So, you know, I just did that for the grace of myself.
Right.
I just knew that I had that ability. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what it was about me. I just knew that I was kind of smart. I was thinking a little more than my peers, and like in classrooms, I answer a lot more questions or think about a lot more things that other people weren't thinking about, and I say a lot more things in class. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was in elementary, man, I used to read a dictionary, bro.
Really?
Read dictionaries and read the definitions and words.
Now, do you have a favorite word?
Nah, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Thinking about it, man, I really don't have a favorite word. uh, but yeah, man, growing up and stuff like that, support has always been important to me. Because in fourth grade, I started playing basketball. That's when I fell in love with basketball back then. And the only one time I had a family member ever come to my games in all my life, from fourth grade all the way through high school, all the way to here now, I've only had my mom come to one game. She was the only person in my whole family that ever came to one game. Mind you, I played basketball in at least 14 different states.
Really?
Yes. I played against people that's in the NBA right now, G League, whatever, still in the NBA,
Right.
and people that's in college right now. Had teammates that are playing college basketball right now. So that kind of gives you perspective on like I was actually pretty good, and you
And
think
I played with you before. Yeah, I know
yeah
you actually good. You actually a good hooper in the JC when we played together.
yeah, and you think that I have family support on something like that, but uh no, my mom only been in one game, and I scored 21 points in that game, and ever since then I always wore the number 21 after that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
so that's what
powerful.
that symbolizes. Hmm.
So going on like what you're saying, because I know we want to talk about like just being as a college student, but just support in general from family is always important.
Yeah,
Like no matter what you do, whether
definitely.
you're a college student, whether you working or you just anything, like just having that family support, 'cause that's just the foundation of like your life. Because I know usually the tree or just the priority list that people always set or try to abide by, if God is God, if that's who you believe in, whoever you believe in, God, whatever your religion is,
Hmm.
then it's your family, then it's your friends, then it goes off of that. But just that family, like after God, like family is the most important like
Yeah,
support system that you should have,
definitely.
and it helps you because you can see like just how people work when they have a better connection with their family and people that don't, and it can hurt people when they don't have that connection with their family
Hmm.
because that's the people who share your blood. Like
Exactly.
losing friends and not having friends around, just having like a support system with your friends, that can be hurtful. But I feel like with me, and I won't speak on you, and you can
Hmm.
probably agree with it. Like I feel like just having that family support is more important than anything because
Man, if I could have had the family support, the average person might have had
right,
when I was growing up, but that would have done a lot for me,
yeah,
definitely. But it actually is a blessing in disguise because it essentially made me who I am today.
mm,
Because not having that real support kind of made me support myself more, pat myself on the back more. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like the small things, like honor roll, stuff like that.
it made you want to go harder.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have my family at the honor roll assemblies and stuff like that, bro. I was walking that stage by myself and going home and showing my mom.
Yeah,
And I was grabbing, telling my grandma, asking my grandma where's the tape, taping it up on the wall myself. Yeah, bro. Nobody really told me to get good grades. I just did it all throughout, just off the strength of me having the knowledge enough to do it. And coming to college, um, I've gained a lot more family support.
mm.
Um,
That would be my
and
next question. I was gonna ask you, has the support increased since you
hmm
came to college?
yeah, definitely. It's small. It's a small circle, and I'm thankful for them. Like, and I show them appreciation every single day. I call them, check up on them, and all that. They know they can call me, and I know sometimes whenever I need a listening ear, I can call them, and that pushes me through. Like, cause I have been last semester was probably a lowest for me.
Mm.
Um, my grandma was diagnosed with a cancer, which she just passed away last month.
I
God
heard
rest
about
her
that,
soul.
man. Yeah, God rest her soul, man.
Yes, sir. And yeah, I was at a low point there, man. I went to the counseling center for the first time. Like that's the first time I ever really spoke to somebody outside of real people close to me, like that's in the circle that support me and my family about situations that I've been through and stuff like that. And you know, it was kind of redundant. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was kind of things I already knew. So it's like, so how did I get here to already know these things and already have this knowledge and wisdom on what to do to help myself back up and stuff like that? It's all through grooming of not having real support. That's what it boils down to.
Now, I like you, I kind of like experienced that low point in my life here in college. I think most, if not all, college students experience that low point.
Hmm.
And for you to take that step to go to counseling center, that's I did the same thing. 'Cause that's a big step to actually you recognize that there is a
Yeah,
problem. Like
definitely.
you recognize there was actually something going on. And you want to get that help from somebody, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. And like I said, that's going back to what I said for you pursuing in psychology. More people are like going into that field and like understanding that more. Because with you going to that counseling center, that kind of helped you figure out things about yourself. Would you say so?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Man, I've grown a lot since I've been in college, man. I'm telling my little cousin now. He's 16, so
Mm-hmm.
he's a freshman in high school, and I'm telling him like, bro, you're gonna learn about yourself like through high school. You're gonna learn about yourself a little bit more. You're gonna grow a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I just want you to stay focused and reach that full potential, because you know when you're 16, you're not thinking about really the long run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about your status and stuff like that, who you know.
Popularity,
Yeah,
your
you know what I'm
social
saying?
status.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm trying to let him know, like, at the same time as popularity being important to you, you got to make sure that your business is important to you, too. I'm trying to get him to get his first job,
Yeah.
because I had my first job at 16. I had to get in order to support myself and my family at home. You know what I'm saying? So, and he has the privilege of a nice home. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want him to take that for granted. I treat him like my little brother. That's like my first little brother ever, my only little brother.
Are you an only child?
No, I got an older brother and two sisters.
Okay. Are you the youngest or
I'm a middle
middle
child.
child? Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got a little sister that's younger than me, and then it's me, and then my older sister and my older brother.
Okay.
Yep. And so yeah, I'm telling him like, you gotta stay focused, cause you're gonna grow. Like as long as you stay focused, you're gonna start seeing like friends ain't your friends and stuff like that.
Yes.
You're gonna learn a lot more about people when you handling your business yourself. Cause then you're gonna start being more mature about yourself. You're gonna be looking at it like, I ain't got time to be wasting my time talking to these people. All they do is this. And I go to work every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You start like to see, and I think as because that's why I kind of want to have you on this show too, because I feel like a lot of things you are saying is stuff that like I relate to, and a lot of people that's watching this can
definitely.
relate to. Because like you said, as you grow as a person, you start to realize these things about yourself,
Hmm.
whether it be at the age of 16 or 21.
Yep.
Like you just learn and grow as a person each and every day. And like you said, you start realizing who can be around you in your circle. Like you start realizing like, should I be with these people,
Hmm.
or should I pursue this career? Should I go to the school? Like you just keep learning and
Yes.
evolving.
Yes. When I first got here, so this is my growth. So first got here freshman year. My real goal was to, you know, stay stay to myself and just stay down, get my work done, get my grades and stuff like that. But then sophomore year, I'm seeing people like getting out there and doing bigger things, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And like I'm starting to say to myself, so how are they getting here? And then I start paying attention. I'm not being distracted. I'm paying attention to how other people move. Some like the more successful people and stuff like that. That's really ahead, that might graduate early. That's already got a job lined up for them and stuff like that. For example, PJ,
Mm.
my boy, engineering down in Florida. Shout out to you, man. Um, he down there. He stayed down, did his thing. Engineering, one of the hardest majors, man.
It is.
But he made it work and still maintained a social status. You know what I mean? And I always looked up to him in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because you can always look at a person and things that they do and say, okay, if they can do that, then it shouldn't be hard for me to be able to do that.
Right.
So from that point on, I started realizing what he was doing, and the big thing that he was doing, he was networking. He was talking to people, different people, that's and doing different things. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk to people, that gets you to different places. Like I was talking to a neuropsychologist. He was a professor in my neuroscience class,
Mm.
and I was talking to him, and I kind of gave him I let him pick my brain about what I wanted to really do, because I'm really not sure what I really want to do, because there's so many things I feel like I'm good at that I need someone to give me something to like go off of so I can narrow down exactly what I want to do when I get out of here. So I'm talking to him, and I'm like, yeah, I just want to study the brain, I want to know what causes mental illnesses to develop and cause your brain to take this whole shift to where like you don't even know reality anymore. And he's telling me about the growing field in between psychiatry and neurology, and it made me really interested. So I'm talking to him, and next thing you know, um, I'm able to use him as a sponsor for an internship. I just got to find an internship right now. So right now, that's the step I'm at.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a big thing I learned is networking is a big thing, and knowing yourself. Because now that I know myself a lot more, I've been getting a lot closer with myself. I've been reading books and stuff like that about ways of life and how to go about things and stuff like that. And it's got me centered to myself. And you know what I realized? A lot of people I was talking to, like my freshman, sophomore year and stuff
Yeah.
like that, even back home, I don't really talk to them no more.
And why you feel that?
You know, I feel like because I'm growing and I'm moving in a direction, and I want people around me that's doing the same thing. It might not be the same thing as me, but
But have the
everybody
same mindset.
exactly want to move towards something, have something they moving towards, something they waking up every day thinking about, like that's what I want in my future. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing a podcast. I was thinking about doing a podcast, and then I stumbled upon you doing podcasts, and I'm like, well, if he doing it, let me get in here, see what it's like. Maybe I can.
Do it
Maybe
yourself. Yeah.
exactly. It's just it's like that, and
So go ahead. My fault. I forgot what I was going to ask you, but keep going. My fault.
okay, yeah, yeah. So yeah, a lot of people I stopped talking to because they weren't really they were in the same situation. Like for example, people back home. So I'm leaving. Mind you, they're not in college or anything like that. So they should be working or something,
Right.
full-time job or doing something to put money in their pockets, and they should be leveling up. Yeah. Next thing you know, they got a car, house, maybe a family, maybe married, you know,
Just doing something.
something, anything. But I come home, mind you, I only go home during Christmas and the summer, so I'm here all the time. And I go back home and I see them not with no progress, no growth. They still doing the same thing they was doing when I graduated school, and still talking to the same people, still complaining about the same things in their life because they're not doing anything to change their position. You know what I'm saying?
Now, as a person that's like studying psychology, and that's kind of in that field, what do you think that people with that mentality or just that state of mind, like what do you think is going through their head? Is there anything that you uncovered by in your progress of studying, or why do you feel people tend to do that? Or if I'm elaborating that right,
Like not move out the position
like
they're in.
why do you feel like some people don't progress and some people do?
Okay. Okay. So I feel like the people that don't progress is the people that's comfortable with where they at.
Mm.
They get used to the drama, the waking up every day wondering what everybody else doing, and running to their social medias about what they're doing or what they want to do, and not actually speaking with themselves about what they want to do
Do
or
you
how they're going to get there and do that.
Do you think it's an insecurity thing as well? For like, I know you said people are just they're being comfortable, but could it also be that they're afraid to step out of their comfort zone? Cause I know,
Oh yeah, that's a big thing.
yeah,
That's definitely a big that could be a big part of it. And a lot of people that aren't into that kind of thing, like the drama and stuff like that, or just not doing anything at all, is usually the people that's really scared step out their comfort zone, because I know for me, I stepped out of my comfort zone when I took the time out to go to the office hour and talk to my neuropsychologist professor about about him in general, where he was from. I had a whole conversation with him, just curious about, how he came to get to where he was. And that took me a long way, because I got to pick his brain, and I understood that he went through some things too. And so it's like, I'm not the only one going through things. He went through things, and he still got here. So I definitely got a shot at getting to where he at.
Yeah. And I think taking that step out of your comfort zone is a big thing to do in your life, because it's hard for anybody to do that. Because you, as you said, like, you see people still being comfortable doing the same thing, cycle and repeat. And to step out of that comfort zone, it's a big risk, but it can also be a big reward if you go about it the right way.
Definitely.
Don't step out of your comfort zone doing just any type of risk, but a calculated one. Doing something that's...
It's like chess.
Yeah, it's just like chess. Make a smart move to, like, push towards your future. And it's not... Like, there's no time on it. Like, you don't have to do it now, because, say, we're 21, 20 years old, and there's no time to say, oh, you got to do it now. Like, people don't understand that
it's a process.
It's a process. You ain't got to do it immediately. Definitely. And I think in this age that we live in terms of, like, social media, like you said, people run to their phones, see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
It kind of get people in that mindset of thinking, like, not only that they are worried about the people, but at the same time, some people can get scared and be like, I need to do something now.
Right, because they see a lot of people getting to it instantly. That's what social media is about. You see a lot of people that's doing things.
Instant success.
Instant success.
And they don't see the grind.
And I feel like sometimes it discourages the people too.
Yeah, okay.
Because they look at people like that and be like, man, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I could come up with my own clothing line. Even though I love clothes, man, I don't think I could just come out with something. I don't think people gonna mess with it.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, the person that got people to mess with theirs, they took that risk. If you don't ever take that risk, you ain't never gonna have a shot.
How you don't, like, exactly. How would you know if you don't take that risk?
Exactly.
And I think, like you said, people don't realize that they just because they see somebody do it don't mean they can't do it themselves. Like, I've seen people for years do podcasts. Like, I even had my own podcast 2 years ago. And I always, like, I followed podcasts since I was in the 4th grade. And like you said, I went to that time of my life in college where I kind of had an identity crisis of who I was as a person.
Yes.
Like, for years, people always know me as just a person that was, like, just, I would do whatever, and I was just comfortable being in my own, like, being myself. But it came a point in time, I would say my sophomore year here, actually, and that's when I went to the counseling center. I kind of had, like, my own identity crisis, because I kind of let everybody else get to me. Like, I didn't feel, I got to a point where I kind of didn't feel comfortable in who I was as a person. Or I didn't know who I was as a person.
What do you think that, why do you think that was? Was it okay, let me ask this.
Go ahead.
Do you think that it was because of how you were thinking other people saw you, or how they perceived you?
I think it was that, because for years, and even to this day, like, people would say stuff about me, or say, like, oh, you do too much of this, or why you do that, like, just judge me. And in my younger years, I didn't really pay too much mind to it, because I was like, I'm just oblivious to it. I'm like, I'm just going to do whatever. Like, I'm Kendall. But as I got older and I got more psychologically aware of just me as a person and just things around me, I'm like, well, dang, should I do this, or can I do my own podcast, or should I dress this way, or do I really talk like that? It's just all these, it was a bunch of self-doubt that crept up inside of me. And it scared me a little bit, because, like, I was just, here I was, I took a year off, I went to the military to do my training, I'm still in. I come to school, I'm thinking I got everything figured out. I chose a major that I wanted to choose, and I'm thinking, I'm ready to have life good, but I didn't feel comfortable. Like, I didn't feel comfortable doing the things I was doing in class. I didn't think I was as good as my classmates, and I didn't think I was as good as my friends. It was just a bunch of, like, just self-doubt, and it took me a while to finally get out of that stage, and a lot of just self-reflecting, a lot of thinking, and going to the counseling center, and a lot of reading.
I think self-reflecting is a key.
It is
key to growth.
It is.
It's thinking about the things that you have done and what you are doing, and think about what you want to do and manifesting that with your words to yourself. It's waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror and saying, I'm going to be great today.
Yeah. You
got to say that to yourself every day. Self-affirmation, man, it's a powerful thing.
It is. And knowing about yourself, like, knowing your strengths and weaknesses is a powerful thing as well, because we're all human. We're not perfect. Like that's
Yeah.
my Twitter bio. Ironically enough, is I'm not perfect, but then again, who is? Because nobody is perfect, and people can look on social media and see somebody and think they're perfect,
Right.
or be like, oh, they got
From
this or how
social
they
media.
for social media, but that same person they look at, they're going through problems as well.
Exactly.
Like everybody goes through something, and that was one big thing I really realized as I started to grow and started realizing more about myself. Because I was thinking, man, I'm the only person that's going through this. Like I can't, like how, like why am I feeling like this? Like it was, I wasn't. I would say I was depressed,
Mm-hmm.
not to the verge of suicide, because I never wanted to go that route. But I was
Yeah.
just like depressed, and I had like a bunch of anxiety. I still have anxiety to this day. And
I've developed that last semester.
you develop that anxiety and that
Yes.
depression. Like and I feel like it's something, like I say, all college students go through that.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you see a bunch of people doing things, and you wonder like, damn, how they do this, or can I do this? Can I go that same route?
Yeah.
And it's scary
It's
because
scary.
it's the real world. Because everybody is actually out here doing something, and at this age, at least where we at, not even just, you don't even gotta be in college just to be like this. This is this age in general, our 20s. That's just such a crucial time period, just of you figuring out who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you get older, you start to think more. Like our brains are not even done developing until we're 25, and we just becoming more aware. And I think social media adds to that. Because like I said, we are seeing people doing these things, so it creates more of an anxiety, and you see more people getting depressed based off what they see
Right.
other people doing on social media.
Okay. So what do you think about circles of friends, like your very close circle? Do you think they help you?
I don't want to say like, I say some of them can, because that's another reason I went to the counseling center. Like, nothing against my friends, but I just feel like at times, and I feel like some people feel the same way too. There's just certain things you can talk about with your friends,
Right.
no matter how hard or close you are,
Definitely.
and then go like this for your family too. Because my family, my mom didn't even know I went to the counseling center until I told her about it last month.
Nobody even know.
Like nobody, like my family didn't really know about it. 'Cause I didn't want to like bring it up to them, because I don't know. Like going back to your circle point, like, it's not like I couldn't talk about it with them, because I can talk about it with some of them, but just having that, like, just having that third person perspective, an unbiased person, just talking to somebody about it who don't know too much about you,
Right.
and just seeing what they think, kind of helped me. And like I said, my friends, some of them, they did help. I'm not gonna say they didn't help me, but they wasn't the bulk of what helped me get through what I need to
Okay.
get through.
Right. And okay, what I can say is that me as a friend, I try to, and everybody around me knows this. Like, I talk to everybody, how you doing, how you been, what you good,
Right.
for sure. And my close circle, I always make sure I check in with them.
Yeah.
Like, I got a close cousin that's like my brother, and we've developed this relationship back when his brother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know he was my cousin until his brother passed away. And ever since then, I just felt like me and him could talk a lot more on a level of self-reflectiveness. Like, this is what I'm trying to do, and yeah, this is what I've been going through, and stuff like that. And I always make sure that I try to talk to other people like that as well, because I know for me, I could talk to a lot of people, but I still feel alone at the end of the day.
Because you don't have somebody like you asking you these things.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
I feel like
That
that
is a
too.
big thing, because I always make sure that everybody is good. I always make sure I motivate them, especially my friends back home, even if they doing the smallest thing, like they could be doing anything.
Right.
I'm going to support them all the way, and I always let them know that. And that's a big reason why I still have my Facebook, is to still be connected to my family and my friends that's back home. And I get on there to motivate them. I post motivational stuff.
Right.
Like, that's my place where I express myself in a motivational sense, to keep everybody else that's in my circle around me, or my family in general, even if they don't even talk to me, they'll see my profile pop up with some motivational stuff I'm pretty sure they can relate to, and they'll take from it.
Do you feel like, 'cause I know you said that you kind of feel alone because you didn't have nobody really ask you these questions. Do you have somebody like that now who's kind of like you in a sense, where they kind of check up on you and kind of check your mental state? Do you have somebody like that?
Nah, man. Nah. I
Yeah.
check in on myself, man, and I can't say I've been doing that for so long that it's actually enough for me. I'm good off that alone.
Yeah.
So that allows me to pull myself out of my hole and try to pull others out their hole as well.
Yeah.
Because when my friends tell me, like, it ain't nothing going on or anything like that,
Be like,
man,
everything's good.
be like, nah, man, I know when something going on, like, especially if I'm with them and I can see the body language and stuff like that. Like, bro, you could talk to me, man.
No, let me make a point about this going off the mental health conversation,
Mhm.
because I know it's been a big topic, especially recently. Do you feel like, as a black community, that people in the black community are afraid to express like their true feelings? Because for years, look at it, for years, we have been taught to just, especially black men, we're just taught to
Definitely.
just hold your emotions, like
Hold it.
be tough,
Yeah.
don't be no bitch, don't be no
Exactly.
sis, like don't cry, don't let nobody see you cry. Like
Mhm.
for years, we have been taught that, and I can remember like me growing up, because I ain't gonna lie, I can be an emotional person, and I was always an emotional person even growing up, and like I just remember being told like, why you always crying for? Why you always talking?
Yeah.
Like, why you always gotta say like, cause that's just who I am as a person. And and going off the question, like, do you feel like as a community that we need to do a better job of just like really expressing our feelings and not being afraid, whether you a black
Yeah.
man or a black female?
Definitely. Expressing your feelings is the best way for you to have a deeper connection with the people in your life.
Yes.
Because if I'm not expressing my feelings and they don't really know what's going on, they can only do so much for me. They can only say so much to me
Yeah.
to lift me up. And whenever I'm feeling down, you know, I let that be known. I let that be known. And
Same.
this has been growth though, cause I've went all my life holding everything in, everything.
How do you feel like that affected you in the long run?
It made me a lot more numb to things emotional. Like, my first time crying, like, to anybody in my family was last semester. To
Really?
my brother, to my older brother.
Like, you was shedding actual tears?
I had like a mental breakdown. Like, I'm like, dog, like, I'm not good. Like, I don't know what's up. And this is my first time crying, and he's like, the typical cliche, you good, bro? Suck it up, bro. You
Man.
good, bro? You good, bro? And and I'm like, I'm listening to that, and I'm like, yeah.
Hold on real quick. All right. All right, y'all, we back. We had the camera stopped working for a little bit. The battery died on it, but we got a new battery in. So going back to what we was talking about, Q, I ain't mean to stop you, but continue for what you were saying, sir.
Okay, so the first time I really expressed myself emotionally was last semester in school.
Right.
I had a mental breakdown during like the third round of exams, man. It was a lot going on, man. Thinking about home and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I cried to my brother. And the stereotypical thing, the cliche thing, he told me, yeah, man, toughen up, dude. Like, you don't need to be acting like that, you know what I'm saying? And it made me like self-reflect on myself, like I shouldn't be feeling like this. I shouldn't be letting myself get down like this. So what I did, cause it's not the typical thing I do, but what I did to blow off the steam really is took a walk outside to downtown, around downtown, and back to the dorm. But it was pouring down rain. When I say it was pouring down, it was like a storm.
Tsunami.
I'm talking like cars throwing water. It ain't even affect me because I was already wet enough.
Right.
So, yeah, I took that walk, man, and I just was thinking to myself, like I'm what am I gonna do? I got like 2 more years here. I gotta make something happen. I gotta start moving towards something, and I got to do it now. And it took me away from thinking about back home and stuff like that, because now I'm thinking about my future and where I'm trying to go. And what I do is I use my past. I need to stop thinking about my past, which I have, and stuff like that, and I just use that fuel on the fire just to think about my future and like what I want it to be like, and how I can make it like that, and the actions I can take to move towards that every day, if not every week. You know what I'm saying? So that walk really helped me a lot. It was a self-reflective walk. like I said, that's a very big key in mental health, I feel like, because you start having conversations with yourself. And I don't know if you do it, but with me, when I have those conversations with myself, it make me learn more new things about myself.
You start questioning, you start realizing things about yourself that you
Exactly.
didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have those conversations with myself, and whether it be just inside my head or vocally when I'm by
Mm-hmm.
myself, I'll be talking and be like, damn, like, do I do this, or what should I do to fix this? 'Cause I know with me, now I'm at the point now where I'm just trying to fix myself as a person.
Yeah.
Because I went through the stages of like trying to go through that identity crisis of just trying to self-reflect a little bit. And like I still self-reflect every day. But I'm at that point where I like just I'm trying to understand more of my mannerisms and just how I come off as a person, or just what I do, my personality traits, I should say. And I just ask myself every day, like, how can I do this better? Should I have say this? Should I say this message in this way, or how can I just fix my friendships, my relationships with different people? How should I go
Right.
about doing something? So trust me, you're not the only one. I have the
Definitely.
conversations with myself all the time.
Cool. And you know, a lot of people be feeling alone, but we don't really be alone. There'll
We're
be a
not.
lot more people going through the same things we going through, thinking
Yeah.
how we thinking, but we just never have these type of conversations.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad I'm here with you having this talk on this podcast.
Oh yeah. It's like I said. This is something that people just need to hear, and that's why I said, yeah, Q, you can come on the show. Because when you DM'd me about it, and I was asking you like just trying to see what you want to talk about on this show. I wasn't asking just to see like what can you bring to the table. I was
Right.
just trying to see like where you want to go with this, and I was very intrigued with what you had to bring. And this is something that needs to be talked
Mm-hmm.
to anybody, not even just if you're black, you're white, male or female. Just everybody needs to just hear about this conversation.
But yes, I'm a first generation college student, and it's definitely a hard thing. It's definitely hard being out here on your own with no real experience from anybody back home being in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as handling FAFSA, all the way to scheduling classes and how to talk to professors and things like that. I had to learn a lot of those things on my own, and it kind of grew me to where I look more inside the details about things, because like financial literacy, like I had to learn that myself too, and I'm still learning right now how to save and invest and stuff like that. I'm teaching myself this.
And what was the steps that you feel like you had to take in order to get to where you are right now, to understand how to talk to professors, how to understand financial literacy, how to fill out FAFSA, like all of these routes? How did you go through that process, just figuring it out?
Okay, one thing I did know about myself is that I was always able to talk to any and every type of person, whether they are black, white, Asian, any race, any ethnicity. I always had a knack for having a way to conversate with them. So that kind of made it a lot more easier as to how to approach professors and stuff like that, because I know that they are at a higher place than me, so I got to address them in a certain type of way and talk to them only about a certain type of things, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And really learning all that, knowing all that about myself already, it really made all that a lot easier for me as far as learning the ins and outs of college. Really, it really came easy. It came easy, but I'm still working on the habitual things, like handling my paperwork on time and being disciplined enough to save my money, because I know this is coming up. I got this tuition bill to pay and stuff like that, and I know that it's hard for other first generations and stuff like that, and I know some have came and gone and spent one semester in college because of that.
Yeah.
And I make sure that my friends that I know are first generations and stuff like that, I make sure they know all the things that I know too.
Now, are there any other people that you have met or that you are close with that you have shared your advice with? Because I know with you being a first generation college student and like kind of figuring things out on your own, have you shared this knowledge? Are you still? I know you. I'm not gonna say I don't know. Are you still learning as a person through these steps, like just figuring out how to be a college student, being that you are first generation?
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely still learning how to be a student, managing my time. Still a big thing for me. Procrastination. That's a
Yeah.
big thing
I
for
think
everybody.
That's everybody.
Yeah, that's everybody. Yeah.
And have you shared these advice with anybody else?
Honestly, all my close friends know this. I share that with everybody. I always make sure I ask them all the time, y'all want to hit the library? Y'all got some work y'all got to do? I know I got some work I got to do. Like, let's get it done. Then we can go out later. We can, we can hit the keys. You know what I'm saying? We can do that later. But let's take care of business first. That's always the first and foremost thing for me, taking care of business.
What with you going to be a first college student? I know you want to talk about advocating for yourself. Elaborate more so on that.
Yes, advocating for yourself. I learned that. I learned that a lot last semester. Last semester, my grades were slipping. I finished midterms with 3 E's. Yes, and
I had E before too.
a big part of that was because I wasn't going to office hours and talking to my professors about what was going on with me. I would take mental health days off of classes and stuff. Like, there was one period I took a whole week off class. I'm like, I don't want to go to class. I don't even want, I just want to stay in my bed. And, the teachers don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
They got their own lives. They too busy handling 50 to 100 students in all the classes that they're teaching. So if you don't ever go in their office hours or whenever and talk to them, how are they going to know? How are they going to know, like, okay, maybe I can give him some leeway because I know he's going through some things, I've been there before. I've been a college student before. So they've all been college students before, obviously, because they're professors and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they know about mental health in college and identity, finding yourself, and the steps to growth that come in the process of college. So I made that the most important thing for me this semester, and it's been helping me because a lot more teachers know me more on a personal level, and they know sometimes I am dealing with things, and I might take a day off of class, and they might check in on me when they see me in class just sitting, not being as interactive as I'm usually am, because I'm usually in class the person people laughing at just because I'm just being me. I'm just Q. Like, I'll go in there, ask questions, say some things, might be a joke, might come off as a joke and get people to laugh. But I'm just being me. And the teachers are learning me, and they're talking to me a lot more, and I'm having a lot more personal relationships with them, as far as like being able to go to office hours and just talk about what I want to do in the future and what they're doing and what research they got going on and what researches I should be looking for what I want to do in the future. I've been taking steps towards where I want to go, and I'm seeing that and manifesting, and it's motivating me a lot more. Once you take your step out that comfort zone and you get the full swing out your door onto that porch of uncomfortability, my bad. I'm a college student. My brain a little flustered right now from homework. But
let me ask you this, 'cause I know we talked about stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
How was it for you to step outside your comfort zone in terms of going to these professors and talking to them and expressing to them what you're going through? Because that can be just nerve-wracking in itself to like express to people that you don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are not like psychologists or psychiatrists that you're going to see to talk to about it. But these are just your professors that you see every day. They're grading you and just seeing you every day in class. How was that for you? And what took it out of you? I'm flustered too myself.
I got you,
Trust.
man. It's late right now.
Yeah. What gave you the courage, and how did you like go about that process of actually talking to them?
So talking to them, it was really uncomfortable first and foremost, definitely. But at the same time, it's like I know what's going to come from this. I know this is going to be beneficial for both of us because now they know me more as a person, which sometimes teachers actually do want to know more about their students. And now I know that this professor isn't just coming in there to do their job. They actually give a fuck a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that it's kind of a trade off because they get satisfaction of knowing it gives them security of feeling like, okay, I have students that can actually come to me and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me just always in my office grading papers or talking to somebody about how they can get their grade up, they're talking to me about what's going on with them.
Cause they're human beings too. They're more than just a professor. They just sit there and grade and
Yeah,
just teach every day.
robot. Yeah, exactly. But they're actually real people too.
Yeah.
So why not try to talk to them more and know about them a little bit more? And you never know where that could take you. Because down the line, you might end up doing something that they've already done, or they could give you advice on how to get into graduate schools that they went to.
Or they know somebody that can help you get to where you want to go. Yeah.
It's about networking. And networking is a very big thing, too. You never know where you can network. Networking can happen anywhere, any place, at any time.
Yeah.
I sat down in Champion's Kitchen across from a man I never knew. It was packed, and it was only one seat in front of me. And he asked me, "Is it okay if I sat here?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, fine, you're good." And sat down, and we just small talk at first, and I started talking to him about where he's from. He just so happened to be from Columbus, Ohio too.
Shout out to Columbus.
614, you know it. And he's telling me about the school he went to, and I'm telling him the school I went to, and he's talking. He played sports in high school, so I'm getting a little insight on how it was back then, and you learn new things. And he was like, I know some people back home in at Ohio State, some professors there, and if you ever want to look for some research over the summer, just go ahead and email me. And he gave me his card. He was in the Department of Arts and Science, and he gave me a card, and I still have it, and I haven't used it yet. But this upcoming summer, I plan on shooting them an email like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm interested in what you offered me earlier this year when we talked that over lunch.
I say you start talking to him now. Don't wait. Start talking to him now.
You're right.
Start building that more of a rapport with him and kind of pick his brain a little bit more. That way you'll be fresh on his mind, and you can get like kind of an early head start on what you're trying to do for the summer. But that's good though.
Most definitely.
That's good because, like you said, you may never know who you meet.
Never know. Anytime, anywhere. That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
It could be in a line. Small talk can go a long way.
It can.
Small talk can go a long way.
Now, do you feel like, because this is one thing I've been like just wondering, with everybody on their phone as much as they are, especially being on campus, you see a lot of people having headphones on, so you don't see as much like small talk or just talking going on. And I can say there's probably like kind of I do it sometimes. Like when you talking to somebody you don't know, it kind of just like a little like weird social barrier because we as a society don't talk as much as we used to with each other. So it's like a little bit of like
awkwardness.
It's awkwardness and anxiety to it. So do you have any suggestions on how people can like break that barrier and kind of get out of that awkwardness phase and kind of be more comfortable to talk to people? Because a lot of people, that small talk just doesn't happen anymore. What do you feel like can be done to change that?
I feel like that starts with the person themselves. It depends on the person. Obviously, the personality, extrovert, introvert, that type of thing. But at the same time, you have to be willing to be aware of everything around you, the situation and stuff like that. That's what I do. So I'm aware of everything around me. So it might be something going on over here. And usually I start small talk with something that's going on around in the room or something like that.
Right.
But the small talk with him started with him sitting down with me, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's packed in here." He's like, "Yeah, it is." And I'm like, "So what do you do?" And I'm like, "You're on lunch and stuff like that. Are you a professor or anything like that?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he told me what class he taught and stuff like that. And next thing you know, the conversation just went from there. Honestly, small talk can come from anywhere, anything you say. It's just having that demeanor like you actually want to talk to a person. Because if you have a demeanor where like you just making a small talk just because you feel like you have to, of course the person isn't going to say anything else after that because, like, you don't look like you want to talk. So it's like, why would I try talking to you when maybe you won't even respond or acknowledge what I'm saying, or you probably won't. And in one ear, out the other. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
because you're just doing the small talk because you want to be courteous. And
right,
you
exactly.
don't actually care about the actual conversation.
When I actually do the small talk, because I actually interested about people and stuff, and I know everybody's different and the way that everything they do and stuff like that, and people come from different places, and it's never wrong to hear about a different person's story. You can always take something from any and everybody, no matter who they are.
No matter what. Let me ask you another question. With you're a junior now, correct?
Yep.
So with you being a junior and still being in college, being a first generation college student, what can you attribute to help you to stay focused and ignore some distractions? I know me and you talked on before the show went on and talked about like how like going to the JC can be a distraction, or just certain things you can do, like hanging around with some people that's like not doing that, or just being with them too long.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about staying focused and ignoring distractions?
Staying focused. Yeah, I stay focused because I know what I'm really here for. Like, I can never get away from that. I am here to get out of Columbus. So
Right.
I gotta stay focused. But at the same time, there's always distractions and stuff like that. And things you indulge in, desires and, things you want to do. You want to go kick it, stuff like that, which is never wrong. But I always say you have to do it in moderation.
Yeah.
You always have to make sure you have extra time to do the things to get ahead sometimes, because you never know when you'll have a time where you forget something and next thing you know you're behind. And then with me last semester, when I got behind on one thing, I'll focus on that one thing I'm behind. Next thing you know, I'm behind on something else. And it's just a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
So with me now, I like to stay focused by staying ahead of everything and doing things in moderation. Like, I'll go hang out with friends and stuff like that at least once a week. I'll tell them, like, okay, we're going to do this on this day. And don't ask me in between if I'm trying to do
ahead.
extra stuff. Yeah.
I hear you, man. I be on the same shit. Go ahead.
Because my time is tight.
Yeah.
Being a junior now, man, my time is very tight. I got research hours to get in.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot going on. I'm still working. Like, working and going to school is a different beast, I'm telling you.
Man, it is a different beast.
Different beast, man. I'm telling you. I have to find time to do homework in between classes, whether 10 minutes of doing 3 questions of a assignment that has to be turned in by 11:59, because I have to go to work right after my classes and stay at work until 2 hours before that assignment is due. So, just making use of all my time
using good time management skills.
Yeah, is very
maximizing
important.
Your time.
Maximizing your time, because you can spend a lot of time just sitting on your phone, man. And I've been trying to stray away from that. And the way I stray away from that is I'll just sit down. I'll be watching TV or something. I'll open my iPad, look at my assignments. Like, well, I'm done with today. Sure, let's look at tomorrow. We might as well.
Get ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
Get ahead of the game.
Get ahead of the game. That's definitely a big thing. And distractions. There's a lot of distractions in college.
I'm gonna say, what can you say are the biggest distractions as a college student?
Definitely your social status. That's definitely a big distraction, because you want to be at the places a lot of people are at, or you want to hang out where a lot of people are.
All right.
And with me, the JC, that's a big distraction, because you want to go out there and kill all the people. You want to go kill them, cross over this dude, so you could tell your homies about it when you get back to the dorm and all that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes you waste a lot of time in there, and you think about it after, like, man, the JC was weak today. I wasted about 4 or 5 hours. I could have been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta cram this homework in. And like, it's distractions like that. Distractions can be, your relationships.
I'm about to say, what about women?
Yeah,
or men,
definitely.
depending on who who you prefer.
Definitely, the shorties definitely can be a distraction because, you know, they want to spend a lot of quality time with you. And you got to fit that in your work schedule and the
Man,
school schedule. Like, all
you
right,
ain't lying.
Friday, I get out of class at 1:30. I'm gonna come see you. Next thing you know, you got an assignment due at 11:59. You've been kicking it with her all day. Man, I've been there too many times, but
Man, you
we ain't
ain't
gonna
telling
get
a
into
lie.
that.
Man, you ain't telling a lie, man. That's why I be telling my girlfriend, bro. I be like, baby, I ain't gonna be able to see you. I might be able to see you tonight. Like she told me today, I'm gonna see you tonight. I said, I don't know. It depends if you want to stay up late.
But hey, man, when you like them enough, sometimes you do make them sometimes a priority. You do make sure you make your way over there.
You gotta see him at least once or twice, but you gotta make sure. At least for me, I'm one of the impression that like sacrifice is a part of it. Like
sacrifice.
You ain't gonna always see them.
And
like,
that's what I'm saying, man. That's why they gotta value your time as much as you value as much as
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because I'm taking time out my day when I could have been getting ahead to kick it with you. So you better appreciate this, or we gonna have some problems. You like when I get here, you better have a conversation ready, maybe some food too.
Oh, you want the food ready?
Yeah, I'm not playing around. This is time we gotta maximize. But yeah, man, they can definitely be a distraction. But you, like I said, moderation, man.
Yeah.
Make time for the people you care about, but at the same time, make time for yourself first and foremost.
Alrighty, Q. Anything as we wrap up the show right here, man? Because I know we're going on an hour. It's been a great conversation so far, man.
Great conversation, man. We can go on.
We can
man.
keep going.
You know
we can go on and on, especially on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to close out the show and share with our audience about, like, just what can they do to self-reflect, to understand themselves more, whether they be in college, whether they not in college, just as a person who are in our age group or younger, or maybe even older. Just give us some closing thoughts and just things that you have learned that you feel like can help people that are going through mental strife or just mental illnesses.
So we might be in a situation right now, but the situation we want to be in the future is always going to be temporary as well. So we always got to keep growing. So what you want to do is make sure that you have a plan to where you can grow every day outside of the things that you want to do. You as a person, as a wholesome person, you want to grow in how people perceive you and how the love you show to people. You want to show love to everybody because throwing that positivity out there is going to bring a lot more positivity to yourself. And negatives, keep them to yourself because you don't want that coming to you. You know what I mean? And one thing I can say that helps me a lot in the everyday struggle, bro, is early morning or whenever you get up, make sure you make some time for yourself to think to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Manifest them thoughts and what you want to do and where you want to go. And sometimes take a look in the mirror at yourself because sometimes, man, we too busy. We in the fast life right now. We in college. We got to be out to class. We got to be here. We got to be at the library. We got work, and all these other places you want to go hang out and stuff like that. But you never take the time to really look at yourself and look at yourself in the eyes and be like, am I comfortable with myself? Am I happy with myself? That's one thing I always do is make sure I'm happy with myself. I can't ever let myself get to where I'm not like feeling like I'm comfortable in my own skin. And ever since my grandma passed away, I said that I will never let myself get that low like I was last semester again. And because of that, when I do start feeling like that, I look at myself in the mirror. And when I look at myself, I can't see myself like that. I see myself like the Q everybody else see me as, you know what I'm saying? So I got to have that same energy with myself. So, yeah, that's pretty much, that's how we going to wrap it up, man.
All righty, Q.
Just look at yourself in the mirror, man. Are you happy with yourself? Ask yourself that.
All right, Q. I appreciate you coming on this show and sharing
For sure, man.
your story and sharing like your advice of what you feel about mental health and as just a whole for a first-generation college student or just in people in general. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, Sirski.
This has been another episode of How You Doing. Thank you all for tuning in. We out.
We out.